H1, Information Centers producing high revenues. From the information centers, a host of emergency disaster products and services will be sold directly to the corporations and general public throughout the cities and states. These emergency disaster kits will be designed specifically by the police department, fire department, and search and rescue teams for all types of disaster situations. The emergency kits and emergency training will help citizens be prepared and ready for earthquakes, fires, floods, and civil unrest. With all the new revenues generated, along with the corporation sponsorships, at least $100 million can be achieved for each emergency economic information center set up. From 10 centers placed in big cities such as Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, the potential revenues is $1 billion every year. Theoretically, the state of California could have wiped out the past budget crisis of $42 billion by simply building 420 centers from the estimated 480 cities throughout the state. 420 times 100 million is 42 billion every year. Now, agreed, all centers may not generate the target amount. However, please note, these new revenues are generated by building and not cutting vital services or raising new taxes. If a mere 10% were achieved, the yearly revenue would be unprecedented. Setting up the Watchman program throughout the entire nation would be a tsunami of wealth flooding throughout the nation. H2, DWP project. Selling DWP water and power stations will maximize revenue building within every city across the country. The DWP, Department of Water and Power, will develop its own emergency kit, selling it directly to the public. This kit will be a small portable facility titled the DWP Water and Power Emergency Center. These portable power kits can run a home or an office 24 hours a day without being hooked up to any outside local power. The basic energy systems will be a solid steel 10 by 10 container unit designed, manufactured, and sold as the official DWP Emergency Water and Power Kit. Bigger units with greater power capacity will be available for larger facilities utilizing more energy. Current costs to build these basic units are $16,800 US. A suggested wholesale price sold to the general public is $21,000 US. That's a $4,200 profit for each unit. This green DWP project will also generate revenues into the hundreds of millions throughout every major city all over America. The DWP Zero Grid optional water power facilities will utilize the ESP Energy Solar Power System. Backup fuel cells will store additional power, and a biofuel generator will provide an extra source of energy if needed. As the official DWP Power Center, these energy systems will be sold to government agencies, the private business sector, and internationally as well. No further tax or power rate hikes will ever be needed again. Homes, schools, offices, and medical facilities will buy and utilize these renewable, optional water and power units, generating an endless source of new revenue unprecedented since the DWP began. H3, portable water facilities. The portable water and power centers are designed with an optional dual water tank system for fresh and gray water storage. Because of severe droughts developing in many cities across the country, a water desalinization program should be implemented. Please understand, the Economic Emergency Information Centers housing the local and federal government agencies working side by side are all utilizing portable facilities. The portable water and power systems are designed within these emergency information centers. The water within the center should be supplied directly from the ocean with desalinized water. This water desalinization program will not only conserve our nation's dwindling fresh water supply, but will also build up a new profitable industry, producing millions of jobs throughout the country. The new industry water desalinization comprehensive program. A conservative estimate of 10,000 portable information centers will be supplied with desalinization water on a regular basis. Moreover, new green zero-grade facilities, homes, schools, offices, and medical units utilized by government agencies and the private sector nationwide will also be served by this new industry. New biofuel desalinization generators will be built along with energy-conserving truck vehicles. This new transportation industry will deliver this precious resource from the sea direct to these water and power units across the country. All new green producing enterprises will build an endless source of new jobs and revenue within America and globally as well. The Watchman Program, coast to coast, over $1 trillion in new revenue. The Watchman Program will be set up in every city across the country. For example, one center within 2,520 cities nationwide times 100 million potential dollars for each sponsored facility equals $252 billion on an annual basis. However, many cities across the nation will require more information centers to fulfill the needs of the citizens in those large populated areas. Perhaps a dozen or more centers in Los Angeles County alone. On the other side, some small cities across the nation will only require one. However, if we take a conservative estimate of 4 centers times 2,520 cities, the average need of emergency information economic centers throughout America will be 10,080 units. Now, 10,080 zero-grid centers times 100 million equals $1.8 trillion in potential new revenue. This revenue will be shared equally throughout the country, 30% for the city, 30% for the state, and 30% for the federal government. The remaining 10% can be funneled back into the Watchman Program to maintain the emergency economic information centers and to upgrade the technology as knowledge increases. $1.8 billion on an annual basis will go a long way in placing our country back on a firm foundation of economic recovery.